Very good morning to all of you. So, today we'll learn about stress management. We'll start with the introduction. Right from the time of birth till the last breath drawn, an individual is invariably exposed to various stressful situations. The modern world which is said to be a world of achievement is also a world of stress and has been called the age of anxiety and stress. Means if in today's world there is a lots of anxiety is there, work pressure is there, and that causing the stress in individual life. The word stress was originally used by Cecil in 1956 to describe the pressure experienced by a person in response to life demands. These demands are referred to as stressors. Stress can be positive or negative. The definition of stress according to Cecil in 1956, stress is defined as the pressure experienced by a person in response to life demands. These demands are referred to as stressors and include a range of life events, physical factors, for example, cold, hunger, hemorrhage, pain, the environmental conditions, and personal thoughts. According to Selle in 1976, stress is a process of adjusting to or dealing with circumstances that disrupt or threaten to disrupt a person's physical or psychological functioning. The excessive stress is interfering with the physical and psychological functioning of the patient. The stress is tension, strain, or pressure from a situation that requires us to use, adapt, or develop new coping skills. With the help of stress and tension or pressure, we can adapt to new coping skills. The stressor is the stimuli proceeding or precipitating a change. It may be internal, for example, fear or guilt, or external, means trauma, peer pressure, etc. The types of stress: the first is distress, means the stress due to an excess of adaptive demands placed upon us. The demands are so great that they lead to bodily and mental damage. For example, unexpected death of a loved one. Then the eustress, the optimal amount of stress which helps to promote the health and growth. For example, praise from a superior for hard working. Eustress is the positive stress and the distress is the negative stress. The types of stressors: the physiological stressors like chemical agents, physical agents, illness, injuries, hormonal fluctuations, inadequate sleep or nutrition, infectious agent, nutrition imbalances, and genetic or immune disorders. Then the psychological stressors: the accidents can cause stress from the victim, the person who caused the accident, and the families of both. Stressful experiences of family members and friends, and the fear of aggression or mutilation from others, such as murder, rape, terrorist and attacks. Events that we see on TV, such as war earthquake, violence, developmental and life events, rapid changes in our world, including economic and political structures and technology. The sources of stress. There are many sources of stress. These are broadly classified as the internal stressors, external stressors, developmental stressors, and situational stressors. So, the first is internal stressors. They originate within a person, for example, cancer, feeling of depression. Then the external stressors, it originates outside of the individual, for example, moving to another city, death in a family, that comes in external stressors. Then the developmental stressors, it occurs at predictable times throughout an individual's life, for example, child beginning of school. And the situational stressors, they are unpredictable and occur at any time during life. It may be positive or negative, for example, death of family member, marriage or divorce. The indicators of stress, it may be physiological, psychological and cognitive. The first we will see the physiological indicators of stress. The physiological signs and symptoms of stress result from activation of sympathetic and neuroendocrine systems of body. Pupils dilate to increase visual perception. Sweat production increases. Heart rate and cardiac output increases. Skin is pallid due to skin is pale due to peripheral blood vessel constriction. Mouth may be dry and urine output decreases. Then the psychological indicators of stress. The manifestations of stress includes anxiety, fear, anger, depression and unconscious ego defense mechanism. Anxiety, state of mental uneasiness, apprehension, dread or feeling of helpless. It can be experienced at conscious, subconscious or unconscious level. The fear, it is an emotional feeling of apprehension aroused by impending or seeming danger, pain or threat. The depression, it is an extreme feeling of sadness, despair and lack of worth or emptiness. And the unconscious ego defense mechanisms, it is a psychological adaptive mechanism developing as the personality attempts to defend itself and allay inner tensions. The cognitive indicators of stress is first problem solving. The person assesses the situation or problem, analyzes the choose alternative, carries out selected alternatives and carries out selected alternatives and evaluates structuring, arrangement and manipulation of a situation so that threatening events do not occur. Self-control, assuming a manner and facial expression that conveys a sense of being in control or in change. Suppression, willfully putting a thought or feeling out of mind. Daydreaming, Unfulfilled wishes and desires are imagined as fulfilled, or a threatening experience is reworked or replayed so that it ends differently from reality. So then we will discuss about the techniques of stress management. Stress management involves controlling and reducing the tension that occurs in stressful situations by making emotional and physical changes. The degree of stress and the desire to make the changes will determine how people change takes place. How much change takes place. So, the first technique is, we all know, the laughter therapy. Adopting a humorous view towards life situations can take the edge off everyday stressors. Not being too serious or in a constant alert mode helps maintain the equanimity of mind and promote clear thinking. Being able to laugh stress away is the smartest way to ward off its effects. The benefits of laughter. Laughter lowers blood pressure and reduces hypertension. It provides good cardiac conditioning, especially for those who are unable to perform physical exercise. Reduces stress hormones. Studies shows laughter includes reduction of at least 4 of neuroendocrine hormones: epinephrine, cortisol, dopamine, and growth hormone associated with stress response. It boosts immune function by raising levels of infection fighting T cells, disease fighting proteins called gamma interferon, and disease destroying antibodies called B cells. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, then produces a general sense of well-being. Next technique is the autogenic training. It is a relaxation technique developed by the German psychiatrist Johannes Heinrich Schultz and first published in 1932. The technique involves the daily practice of sessions that last around 15 minutes, usually in the morning, at lunchtime, and in the evening. During each session, the practitioner will repeat a set of visualizations that induce a state of relaxation. Each session can be practiced in a position chosen amongst a set of recommended postures, for example, lying down, sitting, meditation. The technique can be used to alleviate many stress induced psychosomatic disorders. For example, of an autogenic training session are: sit in the meditative posture and scan the body, and says, my right arm is heavy, my arm and legs are heavy and warm. Repeat it for 3 or more times. My heart beat is calm and regular. Repeat 3 times. My forehead is cool. My neck and shoulders are heavy. Repeat 3 times. And I am at peace. Repeat 3 times. This is the script of autogenic relaxation, how you can perform your own self. Then the effects of autogenic training. Autogenic training restores the balance between the activity of the sympathetic flight or fight and the parasympathetic rest and digest branches of the autonomic nervous system. This has important health benefits as the parasympathetic activity promotes digestion and bowel movements, lowers the blood pressure, slows the heart rate, and promotes the functions of the immune system. Then the next technique is getting a hobby. Hobby is an activity or interest that is undertaken for pleasure or relaxation, typically done during one's leisure time. For example, collecting, games, outdoor recreation, gardening, performing the arts, reading, cooking, etc. That will definitely reduce our stress. The meditation. Meditation is a holistic discipline during which time the practitioner trains his or her mind in order to realize some benefit. Meditation is generally a subjective personal experience and most often done without any external involvement, except perhaps prayer beads to count prayers. Meditation often involves invoking and cultivating a feeling or internal state such as compassion or attending to some focal point, etc. The term can refer to the process of reaching this state as well as to the state itself. Then the next technique is deep breathing, relaxation, touch and deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing, belly breathing, deep breathing or coastal breathing is the act of breathing deep into one's lungs by flexing one's diaphragm rather than breathing shallowly by flexing one's rib cage. This deep breathing is marked by expansion of the abdomen rather than the chest when breathing. A common diaphragmatic breathing exercise is as follows. Sit or lie comfortably with loose garments. Put one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Slowly inhale through your nose or through pursed lips to slow down the intake of breath. As you inhale, feel your stomach expand with your hand. Slowly exhale through pursed lips to regulate the release of air and rest and repeat again. Another diaphragmatic breathing exercise for raising oxygen levels in the blood and energy in the body is to take several negative breaths immediately followed by an equal number of positive breaths. So that during negative breaths, one inhales immediately and exhales and then holds one's breath for a short time. The emphasis is on keeping one's lungs empty, and negative breaths reduce the amount of oxygen in one's blood. During positive breaths, one inhales, holds one's breath, and then exhales. The emphasis is on keeping one's lungs full of air. The positive breaths increase the oxygen in one's blood, although not always taught. Continuing to breathe into the chest at the same time can provide an ever more fulfilling exercise. The goal is to have the entire torso move in and out when breathing, as if one is surrounded by an expanding and contracting inner tube. So the next technique is Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra may be rendered in English as yoga sleep. These aspects may include relaxation and guided visualization techniques, as well as the psychology of dream, sleep, and yoga. The practice of yoga relaxation has been found to reduce tension and anxiety. The autonomic systems of high anxiety, such as headache, giddiness, chest pain, palpitations, sweating, abdominal pain, respond well. Then the next technique is nootropics. Nootropics are also referred to as smart drugs. Memory enhancers and cognitive enhancers are the drug supplements, nutraceuticals, and functional foods that improve mental functions such as cognition, memory, intelligence, motivation, attention, and concentration. Nootropics are thought to work by altering the availability of the brain's supply of neurochemicals, neurotransmitters, enzymes, and hormones by improving the brain's oxygen supply or by stimulating nerve growth. However, the efficacy of nootropic substances in most cases has not been conclusively determined. The relaxation techniques, also known as relaxation training, is any method, process, procedure, or activity that helps a person to relax. To attain a state of increased calmness or otherwise reduce levels of anxiety, stress, or anger. Relaxation techniques are often employed as one element of a wider stress management program and can decrease muscle tension, lower the blood pressure, and slow heart and breath rates, among other health benefits. Then the next technique of stress management is the fractional relaxation. Fractional relaxation is a method of releasing muscular tension in one small part of the body at a time. The fractional relaxation approach is often used in preparation for trance induction and hypnosis, but is very useful as a relaxation technique by itself. The theory behind this tension release method is that it is easier to relax a fraction of the body than it is to relax the whole body all at once. And lastly, ABC of stress management. So the first is A. A is for always take time for yourself at least 30 minutes per day. Be aware of your own stress meter. Know when to step back and cool down. Concentrate on controlling your own situation without controlling everybody else. And the D is for daily exercise will burn off the stress chemicals. Eat lots of fresh fruit, veggies, bread and water. Give your body the best for it to perform at its best. Give your body the best for it to perform at its best. Forgive others. Do not hold grudges and be tolerant. Not everyone is capable as you. Gain perspective on things. How important is the issue? Then hugs, kisses and laughter. Have fun and don't be afraid to share your feelings with others. Then identify stressors and plan to deal with them better next time. Judge your own performance realistically. Don't set goals out of your own reach. Keep a positive attitude. Your outlook will influence outcomes and the way others treat you. Limit alcohol, drugs and other stimulants. They affect your perception and behavior. Manage money well. Seek avoidance and save at least 10% of what you earn. No is a word you need to learn to use without feeling guilty. Outdoor activities by yourself or with friends and families can be a great way to relax. Play your favorite music rather than watching TV. Quit smoking. It is stressing your body daily, not to mention killing you too. And the relationships, nurture and enjoy them. Learn to listen more and talk less. Sleep well with firm mattresses and supportive pillow. Don't overheat yourself and allow plenty of ventilation. Treat yourself once a week with a massage, dinner out and the movies. Understand things from the other person point of view. Verify information from the source before exploding. and the worry less. It really doesn't get things completed better or quicker. Yearly goal setting. Plan what you want to achieve based on your priorities in your career, relationship, etc. And the last, zest for life. Each day is a gift. Smile and be thankful that you are the part of the bigger picture. And thank you.